Welcome to Spirit Music Meetups. Mike Burris here. And it looks like there's a big gap here in the page. It's probably because it's all in some journal. I have so many journals. I never put a lot of stuff up on the internet. So this dream was 7/29/20, July 29th, 2020. A dream about a frenzy demon ordering stimulants, their other demons, to push us as taskmasters. Wow, the Lord has revealed so much truth. Learn from 4 Keys to Hearing God's Voice by Mark and Patty Verkler. It says, I saw a young man, college age, who was very quiet-spoken, almost shy, but he was an extremely talented concert pianist. Then his dad showed up, also a tall man that sort of looked like Crazy Bill, that I knew from my work at SunQuest Information Systems. Sort of like Bill Murray from What About Bob, really messy hair. Like he didn't have time to comb it and rolled out of bed into life as is, like a homeless guy. See, a lot of that right now on the streets, big time. Tucson's really near the border, and this economy has been devastating. Never seen anything like it. Worse, far worse than Jimmy Carter, and it's going to get far worse. Look at all the dreams and prophecies about Biden on my God message page. So he was frantically ranting to his son that had just lost a piano competition and lecturing him that his son just needed to push himself harder, to try harder if he were to succeed. That was his dad. He's all like Bob. What about Bob? Bill Murray. I watched this as a piano master myself in the dream. One of the judges of the contest, in fact. But later I realized it was actually Jesus, the Lord. A lot of times I see through his eyes, and then farther in the dream I realize it's the Lord. This has happened in many dreams seen through Jesus' eyes. Out of great empathy for the kid, I went to him and very compassionately and softly said, you know that you don't need to do that anymore. I've actually heard the Lord say that to me. I used to listen to that advice too, but when I played, and I play all the time, I play because I want to, because I love it. It makes me feel happy. I enjoy it, and it makes me feel good, now and later. I've heard that you don't need to do that anymore phrase from the Lord before. Yeah, I have. He told me this once to phase me out of sleeping medications the doctors got me hooked on. And also with the number of digestive enzymes I took before each meal. Because I was told by the doctors in the health food stores they were necessary to help my weak pancreas. Well, in both cases, the Lord weaned me off, saying, you don't need to do that anymore. The name of the ranting critical man was Frenzy, which fits his frantic demeanor, that man that was yelling at the pianist, his son. The Lord told me he was a demon who gave orders and assignments to other demons who were called Stimulants, who were behind my addictions. I still have a problem with this. Comes and goes. To Bag and Spice Tea. I got hooked on the Good Earth restaurant because I knew the owner. I would go there every day for lunch. Super strong spiced tea. And then they closed and they sold their recipe to Baggins. And everybody that went to that restaurant, Good Earth, went over to Baggins because they were hooked. And I've also been hooked on coffee drinks at Starbucks before that, and Coke also. If not these stimulants, he said, if not these stimulants, coffee, blah, 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 then chocolate or sugar or sometimes B12 or lots of vitamin C, because my energy levels really drop because I have a kind of a weak pancreas, from hypoglycemia when I was a kid. I've looked for ways to drive myself to get more done for a long time, especially when I'm tired. So I learned how to push through at college. I had a lot of problems with hypoglycemia, reactionary hypoglycemia they call it, under stress. The Lord told me That frenzy is the one who worked as an Egyptian taskmaster who whipped the Jews, driving them to try harder and harder to make more bricks with less straw. Remember that Moses killed one of them? This isn't the first time the Lord mentioned this demon, but now I know his name. His name is Frenzy. Will I listen to his lies to keep pushing me through life? Today I did so many videos I felt pushed. Or will I live like the Lord and be free? For so long, even my drumming was controlled by frenzy. Every other job or degree was based on what I should do, a real grind, making me tired, angry, and depressed. And you can see my story. Seems like this has been driving me, this demon has been driving me for a long time, since very young. Got into my life very young. They skipped me a grade because I was driven straight A's, this, that, and the other thing. But the Lord, the truth, came to set the captives free by the truth, who he is. Today, this is February 26, 21, as I create this page, I don't think it's coincidence because I've been at 3 doctors in the last week, a primary care cardiologist and urologist, because of my diet. Lack of exercise, poor stress management for the last 14 months, and it caught up with me. I was also eating every day, going through the drive-through 4 days a week. Before I went to Ace Hardware, I would go through Wendy's. The salt just took me out, man. All those carbs from the bread. Jesus said, do not be deceived. God is not mocked, for whatever one sows, that will he also reap. Paul said in Galatians 6:7, has certainly come true for me. I never did get free. That's what he said in Galatians 6:7. So I don't think I've ever really got free from frenzy or stimulants, and they just keep pushing me until my body just starts breaking down. So mind over matter doesn't work. But Jesus, just as in Genesis 50:20 says, although they meant evil against me, God meant it for good. And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, per Romans 8:28. Indeed, God has motivated and taught me to make many radical dietary, exercise, and stress management lifestyle changes that I have, by faith, will become habits. I've got to go to the gym tonight, for instance, before he is done. I want them to be habits. I have surrendered control to him and really want the completely different and kind new way that he has for me, because this ministry that I'm in is my calling, and I just got started. I really just got started with this, and this was at the end, it was the end of July. But no, I wrote this in February 26th. Yeah, I really just got started in November the year before, so I really want to go with the flow. So what do you guys think? Have you got some words from the Lord on this? Has the Lord showed you anything in your reading, your Bible reading, or something in a dream or a vision? Acts chapter 2, verse 17 through 19, that's what we're called to. Prophetic Rhema. That's the new way. What have you learned about frenzy and this taskmaster? Frenzy. Push, push, push. Whip, whip, whip. And stimulants. What have you learned? Love to hear from you. Okay? Bye-bye. Put it down in the comments.